Today we're going to talk about what works for us in terms of our kitchen gearbox. Some of you may have seen me doing time-lapse videos of when I pack the truck, especially like when we went to Arizona. But since Christmas, when we went to Arizona, we've changed the way we handle our kitchen needs. We did have a 3-level toolbox that we were using, but we've since ditched that because, you know, the truck got lifted. I pretty much need a little 2-step ladder to get into it. So to get something out of that toolbox, which sits flush up against the cab in the bed of the truck, I would have to get in the truck, climb over all of our things that we had in the bed while we're traveling, take the 3-layer gearbox apart, put it on the tailgate, then get out of the truck and then dig through what I needed and then found whatever it was I was looking for. It was so frustrating and just such a pain. So we decided to revamp the way we manage our kitchen, manage our dry gear, our dry food, and our plates and cups and utensils and different things like that. What I am going to show you later is our pots. They have actually found a home underneath the passenger rear seat in the Tundra. So everyone is familiar with these 3-level toolboxes. The bottom level actually has wheels and a handle that pulls up, and it's pretty deep. So we've initially started out putting our cast iron pots in the bottom, our griddle, that kind of stuff, and then having this section for the coffee, and then this section was for spices and mayonnaise packets and stuff like that, which it's very compact and it is space saving. But as I said, it's such a pain to have to take everything apart, all 3 pieces, to get something in the bottom. So God forbid you have paper towels in the bottom and you need it right then, but you got to get up in the truck, you got to get the box out, take it all apart, whatever. So we decided to ditch the bottom part, and right now it's in our garage. I don't even know what's in it. So in the top part, we have these little cube things. This all came with the top part of the toolbox. And mostly we keep things like gloves for cooking, because I don't like touching raw meat, sugars, vitamin C packets, that kind of stuff, Ziploc bags. And Red is a freak about having enough lighters. Y'all, I can't even tell y'all how many lighters we have throughout the whole truck. We have them in the door, we have them under the seat, we have them in the cooking box, we have them in the back of the truck. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not one underneath our mattress. He is just a freak about it. So really, not much is in here. You know, cheese grater and things that we might need. I don't even know who put this sunscreen in here. And this is so bulky, but you need it all the time, so you need to have easy access to it. Now that we're not using the bottom part with the wheels and the handle, we turn this second part, this middle part, basically into a storage container of things that you are gonna need when you're on the trip, but you don't really need it all the time. Or you might need just duplicates. Case in point would be paper towels. Again, Red's a freak about bringing paper towels when we go camping. But we have things like these collapsible bowls. We have that in there. You know, you never know when you need a bowl. Like you might have leftovers or something and you want to store it. We have trash bags, and my most favorite candle, these Coleman citronella candles. These smell so good, and they really work. They actually keep the bugs away. And I mean, you know, mosquitoes in Louisiana, they're pretty hardcore, but this does work. Not 100%, but better than nothing. This gearbox rides in the back of the truck in the bed, flush up against the wall, and we strap it down with bungee cords. It really wouldn't move, but just to be safe, we still strap it down. The Coleman stove slides in behind it. So I do still need to climb up into the bed of the truck to get the stove if I'm gonna cook, but we don't do a lot of cooking at rest stops and things like that. Mostly when we stop at rest stops to eat, we're just eating stuff out the fridge, and that's right at the tailgate. One of the newest additions that we added to our gear box is this ammo box, and we use it for spices. We like to cook when we're camping, and I don't want to have to buy spices every single time we come up with something that we want to cook. So I came up with this, and I have everything either in little jars like this, or in little containers like this, or bags like this. So in our gear box, we have sugar packets, dry roux, because you know, you never know when you want to make a gumbo, chili powder. These little containers too were pretty cool. So I have things like chipotle seasoning, and I don't even know what that is, probably some kind of cumin or something. And in here, this is called Zydeco Chop Chop. It's just dehydrated onions, pepper, parsley, and I don't know, maybe tomatoes. And we use that a lot in Cajun cooking. I also have, you know, the traditional salt and pepper. And I have this, since we're keto, or we try to eat keto, this is stevia and monk fruit. And it's just like sugar, 1-to-1. So you can use that to sweeten desserts or your coffee or whatever. Can't go anywhere without little Tabasco, little hot sauces. And in here, I have oils. I have avocado oil and I have olive oil. I'll have, what is that? I don't even know. Oh, that's the keto maple syrup. It looked red. So yeah, monk fruit maple syrup. And then this is apple cider vinegar. So if I wanted to make a vinaigrette for a salad, I have all the makings. We also use, you know, like the avocado spray for non-stick cooking and things like that. But it's too big to fit in here. So I actually put it in the gear bag that I'm going to show you in just a little bit. Those of you who follow us on Instagram or here on YouTube know that I don't like to spend money on stuff, especially since the whole purpose of camping is to have an economical vacation. Yeah, we spend a lot of money on rigging up that truck, no doubt. But if I can save money on things that I like and my ideas, then I'm all about it. So we had to come up with an idea on where to put our coffee pot, our utensils that we use for cooking, all that stuff. All that stuff was in that rolling toolbox, but I just hated it. So we wanted to change it up, and I like to go to garage sales, thrift shops, things like that. We were at a garage sale in February, and I just happened to glance down and saw these tool bags. I had seen these Husky tool bags at Lowe's the weekend before, and I was thinking this would be a great idea for my kitchen bag. But Red was like, oh my God, it's so expensive. And really, they're like $70. So no way was I buying that new. And it just was fortuitous that I saw this bag at a garage sale. I think the guy asked like $1 for it. So even if I couldn't have used it, or if it didn't work out for camping, it was going to be used somewhere in the house. At that same garage sale was a smaller Husky tool bag. And I'd like, again, $1. So I was all about it, buying it. In this bag, we'll put things like our bowls and our plates that we wash. These are the ones that we've reused. But we also have paper plates, cutting board, plastic utensils. But we also have our little utensil setup that we carry with us. This has, you know, we each have one spoon, steak knife, butter knife, fork. There's also straws and things that came with it, but it took up too much room and we don't use it. We use it here at the house. We didn't use it camping. So our rule with camping is if we are somewhere developed, somewhere that has trash service or an area that has a place we can throw the trash, we'll use disposable, just because cleaning up, nobody has time for that. You still have a lot of trash, especially if you're drinking beer or seltzers or things in cans. You're still gonna have paper towels, still gonna have all of that. So I just make life easier and we use disposable. When we are out dispersed camping where there are no services, we will use our stainless plates and utensils. And usually when we cook with the scuttle, we clean up by steaming it clean. It's cast iron, so you don't really use soap or anything. So we bought those stainless utensils and plates specifically to be able to put them on the scuttle, steam clean it. The first way we do is we spray it with soap, and wipe all the old food off of it into the dish pan. Then we put it on the scuttle, steam clean it, and once it's been steamed, we take it off and we let it air dry. But that is how we do, you know, everybody does what works for them. We also keep in here the non-stick spray and our pot holders, which are so cute. So y'all are probably thinking, girl, that's all good, but where's the food? We need to know where you keep the food. Okay, so yeah, that is the most important thing. We have learned our lesson that when going on an extended trip, it's better not to have more than 3 or 4 days worth of food at a time. The hoarder in me says, nonsense, we must bring as much food as we possibly might ever need in the rest of our life. So it's really a balance. We try to keep about 3 days worth of fresh food in the fridge. So I'm talking meat, I'm talking food that's been pre-prepared before we leave on the trip, and things like, you know, cream and butter and produce, that kind of stuff. But dry goods is a different story. I like certain things, and you can't find them in other areas of the country. Sometimes you can't even find them here. So for the dry goods, I have this little tote. It has a seal on it, so if it gets dusty in the back of the truck, the dust won't get in here. We learned our lesson the hard way in Oregon with dust getting on all our food and everything, so we wanted to get something that had seals on it. By no means is it bear-proof, probably not even bug-proof. Well, maybe, but I doubt it. But at least the dust won't get in it. And then I have it all split out into different things, you know, different little containers to keep things sorted. Okay, so I know that we eat keto pretty much 90% of the time. But, you know, when you're on vacation, sometimes you just want to eat junky food and have a good time. So this is not for me. This is for Red. This is his guilty pleasure. He has this and a bag of chips, so he'll be having that as a special treat. But for the most part, everything in here is good for us, for our way of eating. And this little system works out well for me because I can see where everything is. Like, this is our little coffee setup. If we just wanted to have a quick pour over, I have cream and sugar in there. I have these little Kuju 1 cup pour over things and some stirrers. This may go into the console. I do have another coffee setup for the console, so it may not. And then we just have different things. You know, we have cauli rice, and we have stuff to make salsa. I have coconut milk, you know, snacking olives, peanut butter, salsa, 1 serving. And, you know, it can't be complete if you don't have the Spam. The Spam, you have to have the Spam. Come on, y'all. Gotta have it at least 1 time. Like I said, everything's in its own little bin. There's little bins down here, and they're all split out for keeping everything put in place. And as you guys know, we like to create keto cocktail concoctions. We really enjoy having a drink after a long day of either driving or hiking or, you know, almost dying from a bear attack. You never know. You're going to need a good drink, a good stiff drink. So I have a lot of fun coming up with ideas for keto cocktails. If you've seen some of our previous videos, then you have seen the keto sangria, the keto mango mojitos, and the keto pina colada, which that one was really a favorite. The sangria and the mojitos were also delicious, but they take a lot more ingredients, a lot more prep. So we may make it, but you know, we'd have to buy the ingredients as we're traveling. In this box, we have some mixers, you know, like the coconut pineapple infusion for pina coladas. And then the favorite of the keto world are the sparkling ice. These are so good for making mixed drinks or whatever. And then we have these little bags, these little tiny bottles of liquor. These are so awesome. Well, this is Jameson. I just put it in a Sutter wine because, you know, I'm not going to bring an entire fifth of Jameson, though Red would probably disagree. We should bring it. But you get these little bottles. You can really get them anywhere now. You used to be able to only get them at the liquor store. Now you, well, here, I don't know about elsewhere, but here you can get them at Walmart. So this is really convenient. We have maybe 3 or 4 bags of these. I have bourbon and moonshine and tequila and all the flavored vodkas. Those make great keto cocktails. Plus I also have 2 little things of wine because, you know, you might want wine, you might want to use it for cooking, you never know. Those of you who are familiar with the Tundra know that the Tundra has a very deep console. Most of the time it's just filled with whatever Red has in there. I don't know, work stuff, coins, I don't even know. But when we go on vacation, I take all that stuff out and I turn it into like a little mini pantry. I have this container right here, which also has a seal in case it has to go to the back of the truck. And I keep our snacks. These are our road trip snacks. No, they're not keto. Yes, they're comforting and make you feel good when you've been driving through Texas for 15 hours and you just can't even stand yourself anymore. Most of the time throughout the year at school, parents will give us gifts. They are very generous, and the way they show their love is either through bringing us food or giving us little gifts. And the gifts are almost always candy. So, you know, I keep those throughout the year. I mean, I'm not keeping them for like 18 months, but, you know, say 3 months. And I pile that up in our snack box. And we just have that. That way we don't have to buy stuff when we go to the store. We're already spending enough at the store when we're traveling. It's called gas. We have the, you know, the traditional sunflower seeds and then, you know, the candies or whatever. But there's also in here some little vitamin C packets to mix in water, you know, when you're trying to be healthy after you ate all that candy. And we also have a little coffee set up. Sometimes we'll buy coffee at McDonald's and, I don't know, you just forget to get cream or they don't give you enough cream or whatever. And so you just, if you have this, you just add it as you go. You don't have to stop. You don't have to do anything. And last but not least is a medicine box / first aid kit. This also will go in the console with the snack box. I'm trying to think what else we keep in the console. Coins for like, you know, when we have to take a shower or do laundry. We have quarters and stuff in there. We have this little medicine box and it is pretty small, but I have everything in there that I think we might need. We have, you know, Tums and liquid bandage because this stuff, it burns like wildfire, but gosh, this stuff works so good in healing up things. You know, we got the decongestant, we got the Advil, we got the Tylenol, we got the most important thing for me, Technu, because if I get poison ivy, forget it. The trip is ruined. It's happened before. Neosporin, and on the bottom side, I bought a few things yesterday. Have the big bandages and some moleskin in case we get really bad blisters, but we want to keep on hiking. And then we have the saline nose spray. I don't know if you guys use this, but here where we live in Louisiana, it's humid all the time. But when we go out west, it's super dry and my swamp lungs can't manage it. So this has been a lifesaver for me when we travel out west. Bought this little spray bottle of hydrogen peroxide. I didn't even know it came like that. So this is good for cleaning out wounds. It's also good for cleaning dishes and things because it's antibacterial. And then I bought this Bactine wound wash in case, you know, we need it. We also have some fast clot powder. We bought that. It came with 2 packs. I'm going to put one in here and one's going to go in our backpack. We also have a first aid kit, a much smaller first aid kit in our backpack. And we have another one. It's more like a survival first aid kit. It's not really for, well, I guess it is. It has things for injuries, but it also has things like an emergency blanket and a compass and a whistle. You know, we bring it when we go hiking in case something were to happen while we were hiking. So thanks for sticking around and seeing how we manage our kitchen gear. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there online for the overlanders, and they really kind of gloss over how they store their things like that. Not everyone. The ones who have the goose gear and the things that they've built into their truck, they show those, and those are really nice. But we made the decision not to add something like that because we did not want to lose this much headspace in the bed of our truck. Because sometimes when the weather's bad, we push our platform up and we just sit back there and wait out the weather. You know, we have our little folding chairs that we can maneuver, and I mean, it's not the most comfortable, but if you're not ready to be up in the bed and you want to just hang out and listen to music, it's a good alternative. But if we put in that platform drawer system, we would lose so much headroom. Also, for me, like I said, I just can't be lifting things up and out of the truck every time I need to get something like paper towels or a plastic fork or whatever. The little bags that sit behind my seat while we're traveling, even when we're stationary, I still keep them back there. It works out so well for me. I like it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a comment below. And if you haven't already and you'd like to see more content like this, please hit subscribe and the like button. And we really appreciate you listening and following along with us on our adventures. Probably by the time you see this, fingers crossed, we're on our way to Montana for the summer, and we will bring all of the great things that we see up there. We're going to share with you guys. It is just God's country up there, and we are so looking forward to going. Thanks again. We'll see you the next time when we pop a top on adventure. Bye.